The fate of Amy and Ty's relationship hangs in the balance as Heartland enters its 19th season. After years of love, growth, and challenges, could the unthinkable happen? Will their bond survive the unrelenting pull of new beginnings, old wounds, and the pressures of life on the ranch? Season 19 promises to test their relationship in ways we've never seen before, creating the perfect storm of love, heartbreak, and hope. Get ready for a season that will leave you on the edge of your seat as Amy and Ty's journey takes a powerful, emotional turn. Will they make it through, or will the ties that bind them be tested beyond repair? As Heartland enters its final chapter, the stakes couldn't be higher for Amy and Ty. Their love story has been the beating heart of the show for nearly 2 decades, and Season 19 will explore just how much their past, both joyful and painful, shapes their future. The shadow of Ty's death still looms large over Amy, and with each passing day, she continues to grapple with a life that seems like it should include him, but doesn't. For the first time in years, Amy finds herself at a crossroads, unsure of where her heart truly belongs. The grief from losing Ty has been all-consuming, but there's something about the ranch that calls her back. It's here that she's found healing, purpose, and meaning after so much loss. However, this season isn't just about looking back. It's about moving forward. And with that comes an undeniable question. Can Amy truly heal, or will the memories of Ty hold her hostage forever? As she navigates her life without him, she is forced to confront new challenges, some of which may test the foundation of her resilience. Her bond with Ty may have once been unbreakable, but now she must figure out how to carry on without him by her side. The journey will be difficult, but it's also one of immense growth, self-discovery, and healing. While Amy remains a constant presence on the ranch, the future of her family and her role within it is far from clear. The season begins with her still holding everything together, but as we dive deeper into the narrative, it becomes apparent that something is missing. There's a sense that Amy has been holding on for too long, trying to maintain a sense of normalcy for the sake of her daughter, Lindy, and the ranch. But in doing so, she's left parts of herself unaddressed, buried beneath layers of grief and responsibility. For Amy, it's not just about keeping the ranch alive, it's about finding herself again, rediscovering her strength and her purpose beyond the grief that has defined her life since Ty's passing. And just when we think Amy might be finding her way back to herself, the unexpected happens. A new opportunity arises, one that could take her away from the only home she's ever known. A chance to expand her horizons beyond the ranch, perhaps even internationally. It's a once-in-a-lifetime offer, one that would allow her to share her gift with the world. But as the weight of this decision falls on her shoulders, the question becomes, does she leave Heartland behind, or does she stay and continue to build the life Ty always dreamed of for her? This decision isn't just about career ambitions, it's about what truly matters most to Amy, and whether she can move forward while still holding on to the past. But just as Amy is forced to make this monumental decision, the return of familiar faces adds even more complexity to her journey. Georgie, who left to pursue her Olympic dreams, comes back to the ranch, bringing with her the ghosts of the past and a new sense of possibility for the future. Her reunion with Amy will undoubtedly stir up emotions, some unresolved, others still raw. The bond between these two women runs deep, and their relationship will play a pivotal role in Amy's journey this season. As Georgie struggles with her own challenges, her return to Heartland might just be the catalyst that pushes Amy toward making a decision that will change her life forever. The dynamics of the entire family are shifting. Lou, ever the driven sister, is now focused on her political career as the new mayor, but her ambitions come at a personal cost. Jack, the patriarch of the family, continues to offer wisdom and stability, yet even he must confront his own legacy and what it means to pass on the torch to the next generation. As the entire family faces transitions, Amy finds herself at the center of it all, trying to navigate her personal and professional crossroads while keeping the family legacy intact. This season will force Amy to reflect on everything that's happened, both the good and the painful, and come to terms with the choices she has to make for her future. Will she finally let go of the past, or will she hold on too tightly, unable to move forward? The weight of that decision could shape not just her future, but the future of Heartland itself. As the season unfolds, Amy finds herself at a personal and emotional crossroads that she never imagined would come so soon. For years, she's dedicated herself entirely to the ranch, to raising her daughter, Lindy, and to keeping the memory of Ty alive in the only way she knows how. But now, after nearly 2 decades of emotional labor, she's finally forced to take a step back and ask herself some tough questions. Who is Amy beyond the ranch? What does she truly want out of life, for herself and her daughter? The sense of longing for something more is palpable in Amy's every move. Though she has always been a symbol of strength, resilience, and healing, the weight of her role as a mother and caretaker has left her little room for personal dreams or desires. She has sacrificed so much for the ranch and for her family, but now, as Lindy grows older and becomes more independent, Amy is starting to feel the pull of something greater. Her passion for horse whispering remains undiminished, but she begins to wonder if it's time for her to expand her horizons. Could this be the moment she has been waiting for to leave her mark on the world outside of Heartland? The opportunity that presents itself is a golden one, an international offer that could propel her career into new heights, showcasing her skills to a global audience. But it's not just a career decision, it's a personal one. The offer comes with its own set of challenges, including the question of whether she can truly leave Heartland behind. Can she stand apart from the place that has been her sanctuary, her home, for so long? More importantly, can she live without the community and family she's fought so hard to protect? The idea of stepping away from Heartland and Ty's memory is almost too much to bear. It raises a fundamental question. Is it time to close the door on the past and step into a new chapter of her life? Or does she still need the ranch, the family, and the place that reminds her of Ty more than ever? Amy's struggle becomes even more complicated as she faces the return of Georgie. Georgie's return is a bittersweet one, for it reminds Amy of the time when she had everything. Ty, her family, and a future she believed was set in stone. Georgie, like Amy, is a product of the ranch and the emotional foundation it provided. But now, Georgie is a young woman with dreams and ambitions that have taken her far from Heartland. She's returned with a new perspective on life, one that challenges Amy to see her own journey in a new light. The connection between Amy and Georgie has always been profound, and their bond is about to be tested in ways neither of them could have imagined. Georgie's Olympic dreams are still alive, but the pressure to succeed is mounting. As she grapples with the weight of her dreams, Georgie begins to question whether pursuing her passion is worth the personal cost, especially as she sees the struggles Amy has faced over the years. Their relationship will evolve in unexpected ways, as Amy finds herself once again in the role of mentor and protector, but now with the added complexity of having to face her own uncertainties. As Georgie works to reconcile her ambitions with the reality of family life on the ranch, Amy is forced to confront her own fears. Is she holding on to Heartland because it's all she's known, or is it truly the place that will allow her to heal and grow? As the season progresses, the tension between staying and leaving intensifies. Every moment, every conversation, every decision is a step toward the eventual answer to the question that looms large over Amy's future. The dynamics between Amy and Lou are also shifting. While Lou has always been ambitious and driven, her political career as mayor is beginning to take a toll on her personal life. Lou's efforts to balance her career and family life have never been more difficult, and her relationship with Amy will be tested. Amy, who has always been the emotional anchor of the family, is now forced to navigate the changing dynamics with Lou and her growing responsibilities. Lou's drive for success may push her to make tough decisions that could impact her relationship with her sister, and it's unclear whether Amy will be able to support her in the way she has in the past, or if she will be too consumed by her own journey to offer the same level of support. Meanwhile, Jack, the family patriarch, remains the steady force holding everyone together. But even he is not immune to the passage of time. As the family faces its own crossroads, Jack must reckon with his legacy and what he has built over the years. His relationship with Lisa also takes center stage this season, and the quiet romance between them may provide the emotional grounding that the family needs as everything else around them begins to shift. Jack, ever the protector, will likely find himself offering guidance to Amy as she wrestles with her decision. But even Jack has his own moments of reflection about what it means to age, to pass on traditions, and to let go of the reins. Through all of this, Amy's journey remains at the heart of the story. Her struggle is not just about deciding whether to stay or leave. It's about finding her place in a world that no longer feels as certain as it once did. This season will see Amy exploring the complexities of moving forward while staying true to herself. The question of whether her love for Ty and her connection to Heartland will be enough to keep her tethered to the past, or whether the future offers her a new path, is one that will keep fans on the edge of their seats. In the end, Season 19 is about more than just Amy's decision. It's about the choices we all must face at pivotal moments in our lives, whether to hold on or let go, whether to step forward or stay grounded. The tension between the past and the future will drive Amy's arc, and with it, the fate of the entire Heartland family. The stakes have never been higher. As Amy's journey of self-discovery unfolds, the family dynamic at Heartland becomes increasingly strained. The bonds that have held the family together for so long are tested, and every member of the Fleming Bartlett clan must confront their own personal demons and desires. Season 19 introduces us to the harsh reality of what it means to move forward while trying to hold on to the past, and how each character's individual growth is bound to impact the family as a whole. At the heart of this tension is Lou, who has always been the ambitious, driven sister. But this season, her pursuit of greater goals takes on a new intensity. As the newly elected mayor of Hudson, Lou is faced with the enormous responsibility of serving her community, but the job is beginning to demand more than she ever anticipated. Her ambitions, which have always been tempered by her love for her family, now begin to clash with her personal life in ways that she hadn't prepared for. With the weight of her political career resting heavily on her shoulders, Lou finds herself making tough decisions that leave her questioning whether she can juggle her growing influence in Hudson with the need to be there for her family, especially Amy. Lou's relationship with Amy, which has always been close but filled with moments of tension, becomes strained as Lou's professional commitments pull her away from Heartland. Amy, already grappling with her own emotional turmoil, begins to feel as if she is losing touch with her sister. Lou's desire to expand her influence and make a real change in the world becomes all-consuming. And while Amy tries to support her, there's an underlying feeling of abandonment that Amy can't shake. For Amy, it feels as though the people she's relied on are moving forward without her, and it only deepens her sense of isolation. This rift between the sisters isn't just a simple family disagreement, it reflects the deeper issue of change and how everyone in the family is struggling with it. Lou's relationship with her daughters, who are growing up and becoming more independent, also becomes a focal point. Her role as a mother is challenged, and she is forced to ask herself whether she's been a good enough mom to Katie and Georgie. Can she balance the weight of her public duties with her responsibilities at home? And will her growing distance from Amy and the family be something they can repair, or will it be a permanent fracture? While Lou is grappling with her personal and professional life, Jack's role as the patriarch of the family takes on even more significance. Jack has always been the rock, the constant in the midst of turmoil. His wisdom, humor, and strength have been the glue that holds the family together, but now, even he is confronted with the reality of his own aging and what it means to pass on his legacy. With the ranch and Heartland itself potentially facing significant changes, Jack begins to question what his role is in a rapidly evolving world. He's always been the one to provide guidance, but now he must decide what his legacy will be, not only for his family, but for the future of the ranch that's been in his family for generations. Jack's relationship with Lisa, a quiet yet enduring love story, takes center stage this season as well. As the pressures of family life mount and the ranch's future remains uncertain, Jack and Lisa's connection becomes a refuge for both of them. Their relationship provides a quieter, softer contrast to the chaos of the other family dynamics, and it's in their love that Jack finds some semblance of peace. Their romance might not be as dramatic as some of the other relationships on the show, but it is deeply rooted in understanding, patience, and mutual respect, qualities that have been absent from many of the other familial connections this season. Jack's journey is one of reflection, as he begins to understand that the greatest gift he can offer is not just wisdom, but the ability to let go of the past and trust his family to carry on without him. Meanwhile, the return of Georgie adds yet another layer of complexity to the family dynamic. While her Olympic dreams and the sacrifices that came with them were a source of pride, Georgie's return to Heartland signals a shift. She's no longer the young girl who left with big dreams. She's a woman with her own set of struggles, desires, and challenges. Her presence stirs up old memories for Amy and forces Georgie to confront what she left behind. The two women, once so close, now find themselves on different paths, and the tension between them will force both to reassess their futures. For Georgie, coming back to Heartland is not just about reconnecting with family, it's about facing the reality of what her life could have been had she stayed. And for Amy, it's about learning to let go and allow Georgie to follow her own path, just as she once did. The complexity of their relationship takes a new turn as Georgie seeks guidance from Amy, and Amy, in turn, is forced to provide that guidance while still trying to piece together her own fractured heart. Their dynamic is one of mentorship, but also of understanding the sacrifices that each has made. As Amy helps Georgie navigate the challenges of balancing dreams and reality, she too begins to understand that perhaps the greatest dream of all is not to hold on to the past, but to create a future that's worthy of the legacy that Ty and Heartland have given her. With each passing moment, the family at Heartland must come to terms with the changing nature of their relationships. While Amy's journey is at the forefront of the season, the supporting characters each face their own crossroads, all of which have the potential to change the very fabric of the family. The tension between holding on to tradition and stepping into the future is felt by everyone in different ways. And as the season progresses, the question remains, can this family adapt to the changes they're facing, or will the pressures of life outside the ranch tear them apart? In this season, it's clear that no one is immune to change. Not Amy, not Lou, not Jack, and certainly not the future of Heartland itself. Each of them must decide what's worth fighting for and whether the future is one they can face together, or if the weight of the past will become too much to bear. As they struggle to find a balance between personal dreams and family obligations, the strength of their bonds will be tested in ways they never expected. And when it all comes to a head, Amy's journey of self-discovery will not only determine her future, but the future of everyone she loves. As the emotional weight of Season 19 bears down on the Heartland family, the most crucial and profound moments are yet to come. With each passing episode, the characters' decisions and actions begin to intertwine in ways that will leave the audience questioning. Can love, family, and legacy withstand the winds of change? The stakes couldn't be higher, as Amy, Lou, Jack, and the rest of the Heartland family are all faced with pivotal crossroads, their futures hanging in the balance. For Amy, the choice of whether to stay or leave Heartland will define not just her future, but the future of the entire ranch. Every day, she feels the pull of her past with Ty, and the emotional ties that bind her to Heartland are undeniable. But as she steps into a new chapter, the fear of leaving behind the place that has defined her for so long looms large. What is the cost of following her dreams? How will it affect Lindy, her daughter, and the very foundation of the family she's built around the ranch? The decision to embrace something new while honoring the past will be a test of Amy's strength and her ability to move forward while still holding on to the pieces of her heart that belong to Ty. But Amy isn't the only one grappling with the idea of change. Lou, too, finds herself at a turning point. As mayor of Hudson and a growing force in the business world, Lou is constantly challenged to balance her career aspirations with her duties as a mother and a sister. But as the tension between her professional ambitions and family obligations grows, Lou begins to question if she can continue to juggle both. With the looming threat of strained relationships, especially with Amy, Lou's journey becomes a battle for equilibrium. Her desire for success clashes with the deep need to stay grounded in her family. But at what cost? Will she sacrifice her connection to her sister, her daughters, and the ranch for the sake of her growing influence? Jack, whose role as patriarch has always been defined by his wisdom and strength, faces the emotional toll of watching his family struggle with the changes. For years, Jack has been the steadying force in their lives, but now, as the family dynamics shift and the future of the ranch comes into question, Jack is forced to reflect on his own legacy. The pressures of aging and the uncertainty of the ranch's future weigh heavily on him. His quiet relationship with Lisa becomes a refuge, offering him solace in a world where the future feels increasingly uncertain. Jack's moments of reflection provide some of the season's most tender moments, reminding us that no one is exempt from the need to adapt, to change, and to ultimately trust those they love to carry on the legacy they've built. Georgie's return continues to add layers of complexity to the family narrative. As a young woman who has left her childhood dreams behind in search of something greater, Georgie now finds herself reconciling her past with her present. She's no longer the young girl who grew up on the ranch. She's a determined, talented, and independent individual trying to carve out her place in the world. As she reconnects with Amy, Georgie's journey becomes intertwined with Amy's search for herself. In some ways, Georgie's return is the catalyst that forces Amy to confront her own uncertainty, helping her realize that the future isn't about forgetting the past, but learning how to move forward with it in her heart. Yet, the return of Georgie also stirs up emotions that Amy has long buried. While their bond is strong, the reality of Georgie's ambition and her desire to leave the ranch to pursue her dreams causes Amy to question her own desires. Could Georgie's future outside Heartland be a reflection of Amy's own potential? This parallel between their journeys represents the key emotional arc of the season, the tension between holding on to what you know and embracing what you could become. Amy's guidance becomes pivotal not only to Georgie's personal growth, but to her own self-realization. As the season builds to its inevitable climax, the tension within the family reaches a boiling point. The emotional weight of their choices, the relationships that could be irrevocably changed, the paths they could choose to walk, creates a palpable sense of suspense. The fear of loss, the hope for growth, and the uncertainty of the future all collide in a whirlwind of emotions. Each character must grapple with the notion that life doesn't stop for anyone, and sometimes the people we love most must find their own way. For Amy, the final decision will be one of great sacrifice and great reward. Whether she stays at Heartland to preserve the legacy that Ty helped build, or ventures out into the unknown, her journey will come full circle, as she finally acknowledges that healing is not about remaining rooted in the past, but embracing the future with the lessons learned from it. She will find the peace she's been searching for since Ty's death. It's a realization that resonates not just with Amy, but with all of the characters who have fought so hard to hold on to what they know. For the Heartland family, this season is not just about closure, it's about new beginnings. The idea of legacy, the ties that bind, and the healing power of love and family will be tested, but ultimately, the journey is one of resilience. As the curtain falls on the 19th season, the audience will be left with a deep sense of bittersweet satisfaction. Whether the family stays together or takes separate paths, they have found a way to honor the past, confront the future, and, most importantly, continue to grow as individuals. The legacy of Heartland, like the legacy of the Fleming Bartlett family, is rooted in resilience. It's about learning to embrace the inevitable changes that come with life, even when they seem overwhelming. By the end of the season, one thing will be clear: family will always be at the core of Heartland, no matter what the future holds. And while this chapter may close, the spirit of Heartland, the love, the healing, and the hope will carry on forever.